Guys, what is going on? I'm here with a ShineGreymon Decklist, plus some gameplay showing off some of the support from BT13, as well as a lot of the other stuff from set 12, EX4. A lot of the stuff we have not got yet in the English TCG. I usually don't do this, or I haven't done it in a while, but if you guys have been paying attention to the reveals at all, you'll know that we finally got ShineGreymon Burst Mode, and the ShineGreymon line is like my favorite in the entire game, just from the anime, from just all around. I just really like how the deck functions, and he just, come on, look at this guy, he's so cool. So I kind of just wanted to make this video, just if anyone else is interested. I'm kind of just showing off how good the deck is and what it can do. So if you're interested in the list, here it is. Pretty normal. I would say you basically just play all of like the new yellow-red cards. We got the set 13 Agumon here that lets you treat one of your Marcus as a Digimon. New Agumon Searcher. I'm also playing Agu X because he's actually really cool because he's a dinosaur. So not only is he just another searcher where you can just like evolve him over a Koromon or something and get a draw or get a search or whatever, but you can also evolve him with a GeoGreymon, because GeoGreymon evolves for 2 with an Agumon with Dinosaur. So it's intended to be used with like Marcus's Agumon, but I can actually evolve over Agumon X for 2 as well. Greymon X, these are a little bit less normal. Greymon X, I think, at least until this card gets hit, is just like too good to not play in any sort of Greymon build. This lets you evolve your Rise Greymons for 2 because they are yellow-red. So that's really cool. So Rise Greymon's playing the set 13 one that plays a Marcus, and then they've also got these cool inherited effects where you can like recycle a Marcus from your trash when it would die. So that's really sick. Just being able to get a recover and just value off of your Marcus again. 2 new ShineGreymons. This one has a really cool interruptive effect. Basically use it in tandem with the first effect where you treat a Marcus as Digimon, gains blocker, and then when you block with it, you can minus 6k during your opponent's turn, or just all turns really, but being able to use on your opponent's turn is really cool. And then this one where it gives your Marcus sec attack +1, and then kind of helps board control with the first effect. I'm also playing Ruin mode. This card's really cool, and it'll actually come up in one of the games you guys will see if you're going to watch the gameplay, where that first effect is a blanket effect since it says all of your opponent's Digimon. So this actually just means if your opponent's Digimon comes into play, it'll immediately drop down to 0. So if they like promote a guy from breeding and it's less than 5k, it'll just die. If they play something from hand, it'll just die. If they evolve into a hybrid and it's 5k or lower, it'll just die. So it is really crazy effect against a lot of decks. And then just being able to pop something, recover, stuff like that's really sick. And then of course the start of the show is going to be burst mode. Now when I first read this card, the burst evolution thing is really insane. So at the time of recording this is the only burst mode revealed so far. I'm assuming the others are going to work similarly. But basically you just return a Marcus from your hand to evolve this guy for 0, but then at the end of the turn you just lose the burst mode, but the rest of the stack stays. So 2 really powerful effects, being able to play Marcus, gains rush, and it's 12k, and then basically whenever you swing with that Marcus is usually how you'll use it. You trash the top card of your opponent's security, and he's a 15,000 body. Sunrise Buster I'm playing. There's also another card from, I think, set, oh god, is it, I think it's 14, or EX4, sorry, where it's one of the yellow-red option cards, might be set 12, that basically you play a Marcus from your hand, and then you neg something like 2k for each one. Yeah, Shining Blast, this one. So you could also incorporate this. I kind of just haven't figured out the ratios at all yet. This is kind of a very preliminary build. So anyways, that's the list. Of course, playing all the Marcuses, TK for consistency, Taikari. So let's go ahead and get into some of the gameplay. So starting off at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and start things off. Koromon into the Agumon here, and then I've got a pretty decent hand with the Greymon X antibody. Even though I'm evolving it for 3, that's totally fine, because then I can evolve into the Rise Greymon for 2 and play one of the Marcuses in my hand. I'm playing against Ulforce up at the top. I know not the most competitive deck, but like I said, I kind of just wanted to show off what this deck can do. So I also really didn't have that many or like any BT like 12 or later decks built. So this is just like an all fours list that you could play like now instead of 11. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and promote after my opponent's gonna open up pretty strong into the Aerovedramon. I'm gonna evolve for 2 on top of the X Antibody Greymon there, and then gonna go ahead and play the Marcus for 0. That Marcus, the 5 cost, lets you on play suspend itself. And then if it's suspended, if you've got a Greymon or Agumon, I think, in play, you get to gain 1 and then -3 on something. So going to go to 1 and then just putting my opponent to 2. So you can't really do too much. I think he can go into the all force here, but I'm going to pass a turn with the X Antibody Agumon Searcher here, just revealing top 3 to be able to get some more cards to my hand. The Aerovedramon there has a really cool effect where you can just reveal 3, add all blue Tamers. Unfortunately, not going to hit anything, but we're going to go ahead and go into the All Force Vedramon for a cost of 4. And then, of course, when Digivolving, just get to unload a blue Tamer from your hand for free. On play, the Rena is going to be able to reveal 3 to add a Vmon. Bottom decking 2 more Renas, which is really unfortunate. But then that's going to trigger a couple of other effects. When you play a blue Tamer, the All Force can unsuspend itself. When it gets unsuspended, you can bounce something to the hand equal to level 3 and then +1 for each of the blue Tamers you have. So you can bounce a level 4, going to bounce the Agumon just to pass turn. So we got to deal with an All Force, which is a little bit not the hardest thing. Got no protection basically, and this deck can neg DP pretty easily. So we're going to go ahead and just evolve Agumon into Agu X. I'm going to go Rise Greymon X Antibody, a really strong card. I still like this card a lot. Going to be able to play the Marcus from hand and then negging 4 onto the All Force, putting it at 8. I don't think we can kill it this turn. But we can definitely do some shenanigans with the Marcus and ShineGreymon combos here. So I'm going to go ahead and just go ShineGreymon, putting the opponent to 1. And then this guy on Evolve, as well as start a main phase, you can just make one of your Marcuses a 3000 DP blocker. So we're going to go ahead and just promote that Marcus. And the cool combo is if you suspend this Marcus to block one of your opponent's Digimon, you can essentially neg 9 on it because you neg 3000 from the Marcus effect, gain a memory, and then the ShineGreymon all turns will trigger to neg it 6k. So that's a really, really strong effect. All Force is going to swing the Aerovedramon, I think, triggering the on-play of Arena. So going to be able to search and then going to boost to +1000. So then we're going to go ahead and block with the Marcus, and then Marcus and ShineGreymon will neg 9k on it, and then going to be able to gain a memory, and then deleting the Marcus since it was lower than the All Force, and then going to be able to save the Marcus by just basically using the Rise Greymon inherited effect to put it back on top of the security stack, and then going to go ahead and play Rena for a cost of 3. All Force goes back to normal DP, and then gains blocker evade, which is really annoying, so we're dealing with a 12k blocker evade. Evade will actually come up, interestingly enough. You wouldn't think it, but we do have a couple of deletion effects. So we really need to deal with this guy. We know we've got the Marcus in security, so one thing we could do start a main phase is just making the Marcus its a Digimon. To be able to pay 1 and make it a Digimon. Now, I also could have used the ShineGreymon effect to do that. I actually forgot about that. That is also start a main phase. So first of all, I'm going to go GeoGreymon to play the Marcus out of security, and then being able to suspend the Marcus that we just played with its on play, negging 9k on the All Force, gaining a memory. And then because one of my Digimon, my Tamers was suspended, I can use the Agumon inherited to delete something with 3k or lower. So deleting the All Force is going to evade, and so I'm going to swing now. I don't have to deal with the blocker. Going to swing with Marcus, and then since it was suspended, I can use the other Agumon to delete it. Marcus's effect, evolve GeoGreat into Rise Great for free, gaining a memory. There's just so many cool combos. This is like so insane, dude. You get so much value off of the Marcuses. I really, really like it. So going to finally draw into the burst mode here, which is going to be insanely clutch, as you'll see. So we're going to burst evolve for 0. Basically, you just bounce back a Marcus from your hand, and then you get to evolve ShineGreymon burst mode for 0, but then you get to just, it dies at the end of turn, basically. So I'm going to play the Marcus. It's 12,000 with Rush, swings, gaining a memory off of its effect, trashing a security card with a burst mode effect, hitting a Davis, and I did actually draw into the second burst mode, which is essentially enough for game. Because I am at 3 memories since I was able to gain once again with the Marcus. Gonna go ShineGreymon for 0, negging security Digimon, not gonna matter. Burst Evolve for 0, play Marcus again, gain rush, swing security, and then just trash the last security card. So such a cool combo, man. Like I think they did have to like make the burst mode cards a little bit less broken because of the fact you can evolve it for 0. Not to say like burst mode, ShineGreymon burst mode isn't really good, but it doesn't have like any blatantly just like, oh, I'll kill your board, or like I'll neg 12k on something. It's realistically only good if you have Marcus with you, and if you don't, it's kind of just like mid. So a second game against Old Force, not against Old Force, against Melga here. Again, just because I didn't have any other decks, and just to kind of show maybe what it can do against a little bit of better of a deck. So we've got the Agumon plus Taikari. Taikari is still a really good card, I think. I'm going to set up with the Agumon X here, revealing 3. Unfortunately, hitting 2 Greymon X's, so I'm kind of forced to take one. Don't have any level 4s, so definitely want to get that as early as possible. I'm going to play the Agumon Searcher here, revealing top 4 to grab a Greymon plus a Marcus, so no Marcus, but I am going to hit the starter deck Greymon here, just evolve 4-2. Not super worried. My opponent can X evolve to gain the memory off Cool Boy, so realistically, he can just go like a ultimate here past turn, which is totally fine by me, and he's got a pretty rough stack. So going to go Sagittarius mode since we got a Tamer can bounce the Agumon back to hand. Again, totally fine with that. I'm just going to go ahead and evolve it again. And we're going to go Greymon X for 0. And then we can go Rise Greymon for essentially 2 here. I'm debating on which one, because this one essentially lets me evolve for 1 because I evolve for 2, and then since I've got a red-yellow Tamer, I gain 1. So such a really strong combo. And then going to go X Antibody, Rise Greymon for 1, choking the opponent, and then playing another Taikari, not seeing the Marcuses this game, which is okay. Like, you definitely want to see those as early as possible because that's what your whole gimmick relies on. But we're still in a good position. So the Melga player is going to hatch and then go into the Gabumon in the back. Just going to start swinging because we can't really do anything with this current stack. And he does have the Weregarurumon X Antibody. Since the Sagittarius mode is treated as Weregarurumon, you can definitely just X evolve, unsuspend, draw a card of Cool Boy, swing again. We got Battle Protection, but it is going to hit a GeoGreymon, and then we're just going to pass turn to me with the Davis, just trying to see the pieces a little bit more. Seems like we're missing the high levels, and then just going to grab the EX1 Metal Garurumon rather. And so I'm going to promote going to 4 because of the 2 Taikaris. And then I do have the Agumon. I didn't really need to promote this. I kind of just did it, but I kind of should have just kept it. I'm not going to do anything with it this turn. I'm going to, however, evolve ShineGrey for 3, negging 3,000 for each of my yellow-red Tamers, so 6k on the Weregarurumon X, and then here I do need to suspend one of the Taikaris to be able to trigger that Agumon effect to actually delete it. So we are going to suspend Taikari, -2 to security, and then just checking to drawing off Koromon, and then being able to delete the Weregarurumon X is really, really strong. I've also got Ruin mode in my hand, so I am actually just going to think on that evolve, but I am end up going to just evolve the Ruin mode for a cost of 5, putting my opponent to 4. Ruin mode is really cool because now there's a blanket 5,000, -5,000 DP effect on my opponent's field. So if you're wondering why he didn't promote, it's because if he promoted, the Gabumon's dropped to 0, so it'll instantly just like die like in the breeding phase. So it is actually really, really strong effect, being able to floodgate my opponent out, making him pass turn, just building up in the back there. So his stack getting a little bit scary, but I'm going to gain 4 off of the Taikaris. Finally drawing into Marcus as well as burst mode here, but can't really use it since I don't have a ShineGreymon on field. But we can swing with the Ruin mode, draw a card, checking 2 cards at 15k. Not really scared of anything, but realistically you should tap one of the Taikaris in case you hit like a Omni-X or something. And then end of attack, we get to delete this Digimon, delete something on your opponent's field, and then recover 1. Of course, nothing on my opponent's field to delete, so I'm just going to recover 1, going on up to 4, which is pretty strong against an aggro deck like this. And then being able to hatch something if you don't have something in breeding is strong. So we're going to go GeoGreymon, looking at the security to play one of the Marcuses out, which is really, really strong. Being able to just get a free Tamer and triggering his on play off a level 4? Like, what? This is crazy, dude. Like, and then being able to use the Marcus to gain a memory. This was a little bit unnecessary. Again, not super, like, used to playing this deck quite yet. But we are just going to go Rise Greymon for 3 Digivolving effect to play another Marcus. So probably want to play the 4-cost Marcus here. That lets you treat it as a Digimon. My opponent does only have 1 security here. So honestly, if I'm able to just put out a couple swings with the Marcuses, that might be enough to close out the game. So I am actually going to just instead play the Marcus that the 5-cost Marcus, because I'm going to go ShineGreymon. So this lets me basically neg 9,000 on my opponent's Digimon if it does happen to swing. So it basically forces him to go into level 6 first. If he swings with the Garurumon and then unsuspends, I'm going to be able to block and then minus 3,000. Gain a memory, and then minus 6,000. So it will end up just deleting his stack if he does do this carelessly. So we are going to see Metal Garurumon Digivolve for 4. I think sitting at 11 cards in hand or something. So we are going to gain, or rather 8 plus cards in hand. So I'm going to gain 2 memory off of that. Swinging X antibody effect will Digivolve into Melga X. And then of course triggering the Cool Boy. Now Melga X does say to bounce the lowest level Digimon on the field. Now as far as I know, the way this interaction works is that Marcus doesn't have a level. The only conditions given to him by ShineGreymon and other things like that are DP and treated as a Digimon. But I'm thinking along the lines of D-Reapers where it doesn't have a level here. So it is actually just going to bounce the ShineGreymon, checking 2, unsuspending, and then going to be able to gain the blocker effect as well. So here, I don't think he had the Omni, because if he did, he could have just swung with the Melga, checking the last 2, gone Omni for a game. So we are just going to be able to steal the game because of that. Going to 7, paying 1 to be able to go Marcus, and then using the Agumon effects to make the other Marcus Digimon just Marcus for game is so hilarious, and I absolutely love it. So guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you did enjoy, let me know down in the comment section below. Are you looking forward to ShineGreymon? Because I know I am. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it. See you guys next time.